Are you looking for a side hustle? Let's get you trading stocks right now. All right, welcome back. Thank you for sticking around if you have watched all my videos. If you haven't, go watch the rest of my videos. This is going to be the first one of my videos that are going to be really in depth, and hopefully you can get something out of it. Now, what I'm going to be talking about in this video is how to find stocks, what you're looking for, and then transferring that into your trading app or brokerage account so that you can start making money. So first, I'm going to introduce you to a free scanner online for finding stocks. So like I said, Finviz is a free site. It's on the web. You'll have to look it up. It's not an app, but you can go here and type in the specifics of what kind of stocks you're looking for, what you want to see as far as a specific price or volume for that specific time or day or week or year, however long you want to look. But the trade that I'm going to be going over in this video is just a simple day trade. So what I'm going to be looking for in this one is for volatility or a good uptrend or even a downtrend if you want to try and short a stock. All right, so let's get into it. So this right here is going to be the homepage for Finviz. So what you're going to be able to see here, if we zoom in, we can see that there is a list of top gainers, advancers. It's going to show you the percentage of how everything has went up. And then right next to that, you can see the losers. And then right here is going to be the chart for the overall market. So mostly for the day, it was all in the green. You can see a couple red specks in there. But the part that we're going to be focusing on is right here up at the top. You can see third from the left up there at that bar. You're going to see home, news, and screener. Screener is what we're going to want to click on. So we're going to click on that now. And that is going to take us to this page. And in this page, it's going to show you the ticker, the company, sector, industry. It's going to show you what country it's out of. It's going to show you market cap, price, change, volume, and all the way at the top, it's going to show you all the drop downs that you can click on to narrow down what you're looking for in a specific stock. So now I'm going to be taking you through what I actually am looking for in a stock. Now this is just for a simple day trade. And I hit the price drop down button and I can see all these numbers over, under, you can go in between. I'm actually going to go in between. I'm going to go in between $5 and $20. So I'm going to click on that. And that's going to show me all the stocks that meet that criteria. So since everything else is set to any, and that one's set to 5 to 20, then we're going to have to narrow this down a little bit farther. So I'm just kind of filling out, seeing what I want to actually look for in this specific day trade. I'm probably just going to go with an industry, honestly, for this one, not really a sector. But you can see all the different sectors that they have, and I'll show you the industry that they have in a minute. But they have everything listed, and it shows all the stocks. It does not show cryptos. It's only on the stock market. And I'm going to try to narrow this down so I can get something off the New York Stock Exchange. But right here is probably one of my most important steps. So this is for the RSI indicator. And what I'm going to click on is oversold 30. Now, oversold 30, as you can see right there, that means that it's going to show me stocks that are showing oversold below 30 on the RSI indicator. That shows 30% of what it usually goes for in that time period that you're looking at. So the next step that I'm going to be looking at is current volume. So you can see all these different numbers that you have here, but what I'm going to select is over 100,000 because I want over 100,000 stocks to be traded so that if I make a bigger purchase and I have more stocks in one trade, then I want to make sure that there's enough volume, enough people buying so that my stocks can get sold whenever I want to sell them, or I can buy stocks and there will be stocks available whenever I want to buy them. And so now I'm scrolling through, I'm seeing how many options I have. I have quite a bit of options. I'm not really seeing anything that stands out to me right there. So I'm going to try and narrow it down a little bit farther. I'm going to select a couple more things just to narrow this down and get a couple of stocks that I can look at one time. So I'm going to go up here to industry. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to look. I'm going to probably select technology for this one. Technology is always a good one. There's a lot of volatility in these, and for what I'm doing and these videos, volatility is really good for what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I see one ticker FRGE. So with this one ticker FRGE, I can see plenty of volatility right whenever it opened back in May. It declined, and now there's not very much volatility at all in July, but I'm going to go ahead and try that one out for this video. So now on to my favorite trading app on my cell phone, Webull. And if you haven't already, then click the link in the description and get your free stocks. Yes, it does work. I don't know how many times I've got to say this, but you need to get your free stocks. If you click my link, we both get free stocks. It is pretty awesome. All right, now we're going to open up Webull, and I can already tell y'all that you're going to get very familiar with Webull if you follow my channel. So I'm just kind of taking you through. We're at the Explore United States. You can go to different countries. They also have most all of the cryptos. If not all of them, you can go and click for overseas stock market. But so we're going to go up here, and that stock that we found, FRGE, we're going to type that in real quick, and we're going to find this. So it's going to be the top one right there. So let's click on that. All right. And so here we are at that stock. Now, I'm going to talk to you briefly about timestamps on this. So we're going to scroll down, and right there you can see the blue 30-minute sign. So it shows you all the time intervals that you can have on here. I usually leave mine for 30 minutes if I'm going to do a quick day trade. But for this teaching moment, I'm actually going to use 4 hours because everything is so far back. All the volatility is so far back in time. Another thing I want to talk to you real quick about is I want to show you how to set all of your indicators and what all chart tools this has. So you can see all my chart layers. I have everything turned on except for trading records. I really don't use those. But what I am going to show you real quick is I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on the indicators, and I'm just going to show you what indicators I have turned on. I've got my it says MA, vol, MACD, and RSI. The MA is for moving average, vol is for volume, and then the RSI is the other one that I mainly use, and that's relative strength index. And then if you click on this little button up in the top right corner, you can go through and select specifics on each indicator. I have my moving average set to 9. That's going to give you a better indication on where the stock is moving at that specific time. There is a broader moving average, but I don't have that one set up on my Webull. I have it set up on Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. So this portion of the graph is not very good for what we're going to be looking at. So I'm actually going to zoom out to show you how far it has declined since the economy has declined. And this is a relatively new company. It was released not that long ago, earlier this year actually. So I'm going to change my timestamp from 30 minutes to 4 hours so I can get a better look at the portion of the graph that we're going to be looking at for this specific example in the video. So you can see right here, the company was released somewhere back in early March, mid-March, somewhere around there. That's what that straight line is for. So it opened at 9.25 and it peaked all the way up at 47.47. That's as high as it got on, looks like April 1st. And then it had a huge downswing and then another uptrend. One thing you will notice with stocks is if they go down, they will go back up. But also it works in the reverse. If they go up, they will go down. It's not a matter of if they go down or they might go down. It will happen. With stocks, every action is an overreaction. So what that means is every time you hit an overselling or an overbuying area that you can define by looking at your SMA line or your RSI indicator, then it's about to reverse. So with this example right here, I'm going to be showing y'all what I'm talking about by whenever I say SMA line or RSI, MACD, or volume, and what each means and how to use it during a trade. So the SMA line, the blue line that you see right here, that line is what I set to 9 before, and what that does is it gives you an indication on over the past 9 days. So if you use 1 day long candlesticks, then 9 of those is the information that it's gathering from. Another tool that it has is the candlestick, which is right here. And then the next thing that we're going to talk about is the RSI, which is right here. And if you follow the blue line, you can see that it goes up and down. And what the RSI does is it'll tell you whether a stock was oversold at that time or overbought at that time during this specific time period that you are zoomed into. So in this instance, we can see right here is one oversold portion, and right here is one overbought portion, and right down here is another oversold. It kind of goes back up and then goes back to oversold, or gets close to oversold, then it goes close to being overbought, and then right back down to oversold. Now, whenever you're looking at the RSI, you can see dotted lines, and it has 70 and 30 beside each dotted line. That 30 is, if it goes below 30, then that means it's oversold. If it goes above 70, that means it's overbought. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier whenever I was talking about how stocks overreact. So every time it goes below 30, it will overreact and go up. It might not go to 70 every time, but it will go somewhere close to there. But the RSI coupled with the SMA line are my two indicators that I mainly use to buy and sell stocks, because these two are almost fail-proof. If you use these consecutively and properly, then they can lead you to consistent profits in your trading. Now, the MACD, I have it there essentially for looks. I use it sometimes. I really don't use it. I'm not going to explain it. Then volume right below that, I do use volume just to make sure that there is still enough at that time for me to mess with it. And as you can see right there, that big spike that you can see on the graph above and on the RSI indicator, you can also see that in the volume where it spiked to almost 8 million shares being traded. And now that I've talked about all this and pointed it out for you, we're going to get into an actual trade. I'm going to show you what I'm looking for in an actual trade. All right, so now that we're here, we're zoomed in on a very good uptrend. And if you were watching this in real time, you would have saw this. But right here, you can see the SMA line. And what we're looking for is a consistent hold above that SMA line, along with an uptrend in the RSI. So the RSI, you don't always have to go off of oversold, but it usually leads to consistent profits. Now, if we're just using the SMA line right here, and you can see that the RSI is actually quite a bit above, but that is because it is at that time being purchased pretty heavily. But there's a pretty good uptick right there, and then you can see 3 red candlesticks, and then you can see a small red line. Now that is called a doji. So that means that the buyers and sellers both are pretty much equal in volume at that point, so the price is not going to fluctuate that much. But all the green candlesticks that you see, that is where the buyers have overpowered the sellers, and so there's a lot more stocks being purchased through this than there is being sold. So that's why the price goes up, because the more people that buy this stock, it's going to be like anything else. It's going to become a valuable resource. So the more people that want it, the higher the demand, the higher the price goes. But what I'm looking at right here is, if you look right here, you can see a green candlestick that just rose just above the blue SMA line, and then you can see another candlestick that opened right at it and then closed above it. So that one right there, that's my confirmation. And so you would have been able to ride this green candlestick and this one right here all the way up. And then it's not until right here where we get confirmation that the stock is going back down, and we're going to take our profits. So you would have rode all of this area. Now you're saying, oh, well, what about all this extra area right here that you could have got a chunk out of? Well, we want to play it safe, because the stock market is not your friend. It's going to eat you alive if you let it. So we need to play this smart and buy in at validation and sell out at confirmation. Those are the key words. Validation is when you have a green candlestick open and hold above the SMA line. Confirmation is whenever the red candlestick goes and closes below the blue SMA line. But this just goes to show you that you can use just one indicator to actually make a trade, and you can be profitable with it. But this is why I use two indicators, because what if on the RSI it was showing oversold, but the SMA hadn't quite reached there yet? What if I wanted to get in there? You're going to wait until that confirmation. If it closes above, then you're going to buy, and then once that red line goes below that blue SMA line, that's when you're going to sell, and you're going to take your profits. If you miss some of it, then you miss some of it. It's not that big of a deal. You still got your profits. You didn't lose anything, and that's what really matters. I have become a profitable day trader and swing trader by just taking my profits and not worrying about what I left on the table, because in some instances, if I left it just a little bit longer, then I would have lost out big time, and that is not what we're out to do. We're out to play it safe and make the stock market pay us. So y'all, if you like Webull and you like what I've said about it, and you think it's something that you want to do, then go hit that link in my description. Get your free stocks. We both get free stocks if you use my link. And also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and continue watching these videos so I can provide you with more and more information on how to trade the stock market. And go hit the other link for this course right here. This is the course that I took, and this is what helped me to make the money that I have.